Outside the Box Reviews, we're taking a look at the DC Direct Arkham City Wave 3 Batman figure. And it's this figure, in some weird way, that started off a very strange kind of sub-collection of mine. I really don't collect too many superhero things, and they usually do kind of fall into these sub-collection little niches. And after playing Arkham City when it came out, I was completely in love with the game and wanted an action figure from it. Though I was a bit late getting into the game, so by the time I was looking for a Batman figure from it, Wave 3 was out. I missed the first two. Wave 1, I believe, was very similar Batman with some different colors and a Batarang. Wave 2, I think, had Detective Mode, where he's in that kind of weird color scheme. So this was the one that I found at my local FYE when I went to find a Batman. Turns out I probably should have waited one more wave because Wave 4 introduced a super articulated version. But let's take a closer look at this figure. Batman does come with his little cure gun, which is kind of cool looking. We've got the little cylinder up top, which I think is where the cure was. Have the needle would come out of here. Very nice metallic blue and some nice silver on there. A simple accessory, but it works well. His left hand is designed to hold it, so you could stick it in there and have Batman carrying the cure gun. As for the figure itself, I think DC Direct did a really nice job sculpting him. It looks very much like he does in the game. There's actually kind of this almost cartoony sheen over top of it. I love that they have the angry eyebrows, which are a Batman staple. He has very bright blue eyes, nice clean shaven face on there. Love the way the bat horns kind of look. These are a little bit of a softer material, but not very soft. Mine, unfortunately, have some paint scuffage. It looks like they used a flesh tone for the entire head. So they're actually flesh tone tips to the ears. I've tried painting these, but the paint is actually rubbed off, so they're actually a little better than they were when I got them, but not very good. Coming down the cowl, it was a very classic Batman cowl shape, so it kind of obscures a lot of detail of his neck. And then one of my favorite details on this figure is the way the cape drapes over his shoulders. They used a very, very nice soft rubbery material. I also remember liking the DC Direct capes much more than I did when I collected DC Universe. Those capes were also very, very hard. DC Direct has also used a very nice soft rubber, which really gives you a much better feel to the cape without going cloth. But I love how it drapes over his shoulder, some nice wrinkles in there. The torso of Batman is pretty simple. We have all the kind of comic accurate lines in there, the musculature in there, bat symbol across the chest, a couple little panels on there giving it a look of armor. There's this gold utility belt around his waist, and his underwear outside of his pants, as all superheroes have that problem, it seems, especially in the DC universe. His muscular upper arms going into the gigantic gauntlets. I love the huge gauntlets in this game. The fins are a little warped. I kind of wish they would have used a softer material for these as well, because even if I've heated them up, they kind of warp themselves over time. But some great detail on these gauntlets, a little bit of a metallic sheen to it, but not overly done. Some great attention to detail on the bottom as well. We've got his fist, looking very nice. This side is a pure fist. The other side, as I said, is open to hold the gun. Legs, very plain, simple seam going through the costume. And then his big, giant boots, looking very cool. I love the boots on here as well. Nice and chunky to go along with the big gauntlets. The cape on here, really nicely done as well. Great wrinkles sculpted throughout. And then it's a very, very long cape, and it flares out at the bottom like it's dragging across the ground. So it has a very, very cool effect to it, just giving it a very dramatic look. For articulation, I already mentioned I probably should have waited. If I'd known they were coming out with a super articulated version next, I would have definitely gotten that one. This figure is lacking in articulation quite a bit. You do get a ball joint at the neck. You can look up, down, side to side, tilt his head, but not a whole lot of range of motion there. You get pin socket shoulders, which go out a decent amount. They move forward and back, not really hindered by the cape because it is very nice and soft. We get a hinge at the elbow and a rotation at the gauntlet, which kind of interferes with the elbow joint, and then nothing actually through the wrist. It's all done through that rotation in the gauntlet. Nothing in his torso whatsoever. His legs are able to kick forward and back, no out to the side motion. Get a single joint at the knee, and then you can rotate at the very top of the boot, but no ankle hinge or anything like that. It's kind of funny because I mentioned that this figure kind of started a little bit of a character focus, picking up these video game style Batman figures, but I honestly don't think I can necessarily blame this figure as making me want more and more Batman figures, except for the fact that it's lacking so much articulation. When the Arkham Origins figure came out and I saw how much articulation was in that one, it made me go pick that one up as well, just to have a more articulated Batman figure. So this figure gets a not recommend. I wish I would have gotten that Series 4 one. I may still track it down someday, but the lack of articulation with this figure just kills it for me. If you're somebody who displays their figures in what I've heard people call vanilla pose, just standing straight up, maybe with an accessory in hand, this figure's fine. The sculpting is really nicely done. The paint job is really nicely done. But to me, it's Batman. Batman needs to move, and this figure doesn't. So not recommend for him, but definitely nothing atrocious, and it really gets knocked down to that level just for that one big factor. Make sure you check me out on Instagram, username Outside the Box Reviews. Also follow me on Facebook, link below. Until next time, it's been our Outside the Box Reviews. Stay tuned for more to come.